ever touch a heart, let it show. Touch my art and rock with the flow. If anybody ever touch a heart, let it show. Love to everyone, me know your brother. Everywhere you go, me want follow. America, Jamaica, all overseas. Enough love, touch a heart for we. Touch my art and rock with the flow. If anybody ever touch a heart, let it show. Touch my art and rock with the flow. If anybody ever touch a heart, let it show.
Hello, my name is Latoya Reed, also known as Bloom from She's Not Jamaican. I am one of your hosts from Bloomin' Worldwide, and I would like to let you know a little bit about the show. This show is a 30-minute TV show about entrepreneurship, careers, and employment across the USA, Canada, and the Caribbean. Hello, and welcome to Bloomin' Worldwide. Today our guest is entrepreneur Matt Lord. Hello, Matt.
Hey, Latoya, how are you?
Pretty good. How are you today?
Great, great.
So tell us, what type of businesses do you have?
I run Mighty Niagara Productions. It's a film studio in Niagara Falls.
Okay. So tell us, how did you get started?
I saw an ad, or not an ad, an article in the Niagara Gazette in 2008. And they were interviewing these guys who made this movie called Crimson. And the article made them sound really small. So I'm like, oh, geez, I got to help these guys. So I sent them an email. And they sent an email back that basically asked, who the are you? We wound up meeting, and things wound up working out, and we made a few movies together, and that was my start. After that company dissolved, I gave birth to Mighty Niagara.
Oh, okay. Wonderful. So tell us, what's so special about being a filmmaker in Niagara Falls?
Niagara Falls is probably the best place to make films right now because A, you get a huge tax credit from the state. It's the New York Loves Film tax credit, and it's amazing. And B, the city, the falls, and the surrounding areas become characters in and of themselves.
Okay. So how do you gauge entrepreneur success?
Well, you know, money. That's the only way to gauge entrepreneurial success. But I like to look at what I do as more of an artistic pursuit, and the money just feeds the art.
So how do you handle all the responsibilities that comes with being an entrepreneur?
I have a great team around me. I have people that have been with me for a few movies now, and we really click and we work well together. And if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be able to do half of what I do.
Okay. And do you also have a mentor?
You know what? There's a guy, the one I actually sent the email to, his name is Ken Cosentino. And he taught me a great deal about filmmaking. And I think from the time he was 11, he has eaten, slept, and breathed movies. And the guy's just a filmmaking wonderkind.
11. Okay. So tell us, how do you decide who to network with?
You know, I really try to network with as many people as possible just on principle. I mean, that's the whole idea behind networking. You got to get at that circle of influence as big as you can.
Okay. So have you networked with people outside of Niagara Falls?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've had the privilege of working with Universal. I've had the privilege of working with Trauma. And it's just, you know, great to be able to see how the bigger companies come and do their thing and how they run their sets.
So tell us, how do you make your business stand out? How do you make your films stand out?
Legwork, lots and lots of legwork. I have to bust hump to get to the investors. I have to, you know, put the product out in festivals to get, you know, the name out there. It's just, you know, lots and lots of work. It's hard work.
So what other challenges have you faced?
You know, filmmaking is unique in that there are just so many challenges, and they hit you from all sides, from actors flaking, from equipment breakdowns, from, you know, sets that were available one minute being unavailable the next and having to move an entire production. It's just, it's, you know, and then always money. You got to have the money to make the production.
Yes. So how did you overcome some of those challenges and obstacles that you faced?
Once again, I got to say, it's you know, the stuff that Ken taught me. It's the team that I have around me. Without you know, that influence and those people, you know, a lot of things that we've done would have been dead in the water.
Okay. So what was your best experience as a filmmaker?
Oh, I would really be hard pressed to pick just one. Um, I, Halloween night, we premiered the first movie I produced, and I produced it with Ken. Ken had directed it, and it was a feature-length movie called Within, and we did it at the old North Park Theater, and it was just huge. It was off the hook. We had the red carpet and everything. It was just so rewarding.
Okay. So Within, is that a full feature? Is it a short?
No, it's a feature movie. I think the runtime is about 88 minutes, and it's a really cool take on the whole zombie genre. And it's my knowledge, I think it's the only zombie movie with a gay lead. So don't
Okay.
quote me on that, but I think it is.
Okay, sounds good. So, how many movies are you working on right now?
Right now we have 3 in the can. They're all in post. No, and 2 in the pipe.
Okay. So, what does that mean?
In the can, we've done production. They're in post-production, and they're getting ready to be released. In the pipe is pre-production.
Pre-production. Okay. Okay, sounds great. What types of movies?
Let's see. We just released Return of the Hill Kings, which is an action comedy short, and that was probably the most fun to work on because the cast were martial artists and ex-Marines and comedians, and it was just such a fun group of people. And my co-director Joe Giambra, I designed that to be something that gets everybody to buy in. It was supposed to originally a promotional piece for the action actors in Buffalo, but it developed. I developed a story behind it, and it took off. Anyhow, with Joe Giambra, directed parts of it, and he did a great job. Lamont Belsarios, he bills himself as a comedic super genius. That guy is a phenomenon. I don't know how he does half of what he does. It's like he's 2 people. But he came on board, and he was the fight choreographer. He wound up editing it. He was one of the main characters, and he also helped me produce it. So, once again, it's just the story of a team that came together and really knocked it out of the park.
That sounds awesome. Okay, so do you do anything other than movies?
Yeah, we also make commercials, and we also tried to make some TV shows here and there.
Okay, so what's the difference between making a commercial and making a short?
You know what? It's not really a lot. I mean, production-wise, I'm using the same tools. I'm trying to get the same quality. It's just a matter of getting a lot more information into a tight, 30 or 1 minute spot, 30-second or 1 minute spot.
Oh, okay. Okay, so sometimes commercials are very short
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to shorts.
Right.
Okay. So, what do you enjoy most about just media, I guess?
I'm a storyteller at heart, and I love the ability, as a director and as a writer, I get to tell stories. I basically get the opportunity to create whole universes and watch everybody come together to put those universes together and bring them to the screen.
He is boo.
No, 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 yeah, no.
Oh, my Jason has bar slut cooties.
Yeah, no, no, yeah, no.
Hey, is Friday at 7 okay?
Perfect.
Okay, cool.
I want to live when you berate me.
Oh my God, if you touch my Jason, I'm gonna choke it with your own intestines!
So you like to write the movies, but do you do other things other than writing and directing?
You know what? Independent cinema is one of those areas where people have to wear a lot of hats. So yeah, I've done some acting. I've done special effects. I've done some stunts. Done. I've worked in art departments. I've been a grip. There's just no shortage of jobs to do. So one body has to do a lot of them, and that's again why my team is so great, because everybody's able to wear many hats.
Okay, I see. So, have you ever made a film out of no budget? Because I hear about these no budget films now.
Yeah, actually, we shot a drama called Suicide. It was a one-day shoot. It's a short, and it's the story of two people who kind of meet at the end of basically the end of the world. They're on a cliff, and it illustrates what happens when people forget that love exists.
Oh, okay. So, was that the only one-day short that you did?
Yeah, I mean, usually, moving from one location to the next sucks up so much time. It's really difficult to get something cohesive, in one day. I mean, the beauty of that is it was one location.
Okay, okay. So, when you put together the shorts, how long does it generally take then, if it's more than one day?
It varies, really. I mean, the things that are going to change how much you're able to shoot in one day are how many set changes you have, how many different locations you have to use, how many times you have to reset, how many takes you have to get, how many different angles you have to get. It's just, an insane amount to comprehend. But on a good day, you can shoot 7 to 10 pages of script.
Okay, that sounds great. So can you tell us how we can contact you to learn more about your services?
Sure. I have a website, www.mightyniagaraproductions.com, or you
Okay.
can look us up, Mighty Niagara Productions, on Facebook.
Sounds great. Okay, so I look forward to looking at your YouTube channel and Facebook channel. So what is your YouTube channel?
Mighty Niagara Productions.
Sounds good. So thank you for tuning in. We're going to take a short break, and we'll see you shortly. Here's a quick shout out to our sponsors of Bloomin' Worldwide.
Just getting by. Them call me case like me not even even try. Want me to do, me nah beg nobody. Want make money out of me hobby. Pride aside, me just getting by. Jump on me case like me nah even try. Want me to do, me nah beg nobody. Want make money out of me hobby.
Dance if you doing what you love. Know that joy only comes from above. Encourage myself and pray to. Need some support to get me through.
Pride aside, me just getting by. Jump on me case like me nah even try. Want me to do, me nah beg nobody. Want make money out of me hobby. Pride aside, me just getting by. Jump on me case like me nah even try. Want me to do, me nah beg nobody. Want make money out of me hobby. Me ready to scrap.
Welcome back to Blooming Worldwide. Today we have a special guest, businessman Antoine Thompson. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Well, first I want to thank you for having me on this wonderful program. It's a privilege and honor to be here today. And I am so excited to speak with the public. I've been around Buffalo for a number of years and served in the state senate. I was executive director of the Buffalo Employment and Training Center, Office of Urban Initiatives, and also council member for the Maston District. And I do a few other things in business these days, and also helping to lead a national organization too. So I'm really excited to be here to talk about all the good things that we can do to make Buffalo a better place.
Oh, thank you. That sounds wonderful. So my first question to you is, let's say I'm new to the area and I want to get a job. What do I do?
Well, one of the first things I think people need to do is make sure they stop by the Buffalo Employment and Training Center at 77 Goodell. It's free. The services are free. Their number is 856-JOBS, 856-5627. And I think before you even go there, but if you don't have a resume, people need a resume, regardless if it's if you're looking for a unskilled job, labor job, or office job, or clerical job, all the way up to something that's highly skilled. And I also tell people all the time that looking for a job is a full-time job. Probably more than 50% of employers today require people to fill out an application online.
Yes.
And you have to also take on a hunting mentality. So there are different places people can go to look for work in Buffalo, but I always say start at BETC at 77 Goodell. They can also go down to the Department of Labor on Main Street. But BETC is a warm environment there. They do a lot. There's a lot of staff there. But you also have to spend time reading the newspaper, look at the business section, see what companies are creating jobs, look online as well, and identify what you want to do in terms of different job opportunities. But going to BTC first, I always say, is one of the first things to do.
Okay, sounds good. So if I have a special skill set and I've been living here for a while and I'm just having difficulty landing that specific job that I want, what would I do?
That does happen. There are a number of people that have 2 years of college training, 4 years, 6 years, and are still having a difficult time trying to find a job. There are a number of basic things that people can do. Number one is that utilize social media. Believe it or not, people are on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn all the time, and you can't keep your job search your best secret. You know, people assume if I say, hi, how are you doing, and you say I'm doing pretty good, and nowhere in there during the course of the week, and I've spoken with you 5 days, and you've never said, oh, I'm still looking for a job, or I've put in about 20 resumes, then you must be okay. Because part of the thing is you need to expand that network of people to help you bring in job leads, particularly once you're out of work for 30 days or 60 days, because that can be discouraging for people. The other thing is Sometimes you need to have your resume reviewed, because oftentimes people that have like highly skilled backgrounds, may have a college degree, they feel like, well, I don't need anybody to look at my resume because, I went to college. Well, if you've been out of work, you keep getting these low-end jobs, and you want something better, more meaningful, you should look at that. And the other thing, too, what I often encourage people to do is everyone should have at least 2 resumes.
2?
Yes, at least 2, meaning that 2 different categories. So say, for example, you want to go in management. Say the other thing you might be good at, administrative and customer service or clerical type stuff, right?
Yes.
Your one resume doesn't answer all the questions. So you need to do that. In addition to that, you need to have at least 2 or 3 different cover letters. So most people think, I just need one resume and one cover letter for every job. Well, that's not true, because you have to tailor every resume, maybe tweak the summary of skills to meet the job that you are applying for. Because when a computer scans your resume, you apply for a job, they look for those key words. Maybe how much experience you may need, if you could type X number of words a minute, if you have cooking experience or janitorial or stocking or manufacturing or labor experience. They're looking for those key words. If you have a CDL license, if you've been driving X number of years, if you don't have those key words, your resume will automatically get spit out. The other thing, too, is that, unfortunately, a lot of times residents in Buffalo move a lot.
Yes.
And they do a couple things. So when you're looking for a job, there are a couple things I always try to emphasize. Let people know that you're looking for a job. You got to put 40 hours in if you're looking for a full-time job, meaning that 40 hours a week searching for a job will get you a job.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
It may not get you the job you want, but it will get you a job. And I can tell from experience, I quit a job last year. When I started looking for a job, I was also doing other things, but I got a lot of offers. It may not have been the things I wanted, but I finally found something I like. However, those leads did come in. So it works. If you put in 3 to 5 applications a day, okay, online or in person, or a combination of the 2, and if you do that 5 days a week, you will be successful. The last thing I would also emphasize is, beyond making sure that you update that resume, you have at least 2 resumes, at least 2 or 3 different cover letters. You're putting those 3 to 5 applications a day. Then you're hunting for a job. Then if you still don't find work, you might need some additional training. There are a lot of programs out there that can get you additional training in another profession as well. So you can still find something that you're interested in, right? Right? Do what makes you happy. If you don't find that, if you can't find a job in that area, consider getting some additional training for all the different high-tech, semi-skilled, unskilled jobs that are out in Buffalo. So there are a lot of different programs that are offered. BETC offers training. The Urban League offers training. The CAO offers some training. The Buffalo Arts and Technology Center on Main Street at Art Space, they offer training for different programs. Some of the colleges offer training. Adult Education, which is connected to Buffalo Public Schools, they offer a lot of training, and it's cheap, and it's very good too. So there's a lot of places where you can get some training for different jobs that are happening all around Buffalo.
That sounds great. So what if I'm just going to be here temporary? Does that still apply?
I would say, even if you're looking for a temporary job or a permanent job, there are a lot of placement agencies in Buffalo. There's no shortage of that. So if you're looking for a temp job, something's going to just get you through the moment, there are a lot of temporary jobs as well. But I would say, if you want a 40-hour-a-week job, you got to look 40 hours. That's probably the number one thing that I could tell people who are looking for a job. You've got to be aggressive about it, very aggressive. Within 24 hours of getting an interview, always send a letter out thanking them for the interview. Even if you don't think you're going to get that job, be nice, be pleasant, send out a thank you note, either by letter or even better by email, because they'll get it instantly.
Okay.
And always follow up with that. If you see a company and you're at a career fair, this is one thing that I tell people. If you're looking for a job, always go to career fairs. Always do that. And what will separate you from the others is whenever you go up to a recruiter, get their business card. Because if you call them on the phone, try to go through the normal channels, you probably won't get them on the phone. But when you go to a career fair, that's your 30 seconds to sell yourself. Because thousands of people may, or hundreds of people may apply for that job. But when you walk up there and you give them your elevator speech, "Hi, my name is so-and-so. I heard about this position. I've been looking into your company. I have X, A, B, C, D experience. I'm the best person for the job." And then you shake their hand, give them their resume. "I've already applied online, but here's my resume anyway." And then you follow up with it. "It was nice meeting you. I really appreciate talking with you. Hopefully you can help me get an interview."
Okay.
Because your number one job at a career fair is to try to get you an interview.
Yeah.
Because the recruiter there, they may not have the hiring decision, but they can help you get in the door for an interview. That's the number one reason for going to a career fair, is to find out what jobs are out there, but most importantly, to get you a contact from that employer. Because yes, they post online, but they don't tell you who to talk to online.
No.
Right?
Right.
So the career fair, when you go, and people say, "I don't like going to those." Well, you need to get that connection. Like I had a lady, she emailed me. She said, "I've been applying to Time Warner for a year and a half." And I'm going to email her back and say, "Have you gone to a career fair where Time Warner is going to be at?" Because if you do that, then you can find out I need a person inside the company that can help me get a job.
Okay, that sounds
So
wonderful.
those are some different things that people can do when you want to get a job.
Okay.
A lot of basic things, but the number one thing is you have to hunt. Don't look for a job, you got to hunt for it. There's a difference between the people that look for jobs and the people that hunt for jobs. Hunters, if you haven't had anything to eat for a couple of days, what happens?
Yeah.
You hunt for food.
Yes, you do.
If you just miss a meal, you what?
You all right.
You all right, then you just look for food.
Yeah.
But if you don't eat in a day and a half because you had the flu or you had a stomach virus, you what? You hunt for food.
Yes.
You say, "I'm hungry, I'm ready to eat, I'm looking high and low." Those chips or those crackers that you been looking over and skipping over, they look tasty now. They'll fill you up for at least a half an hour.
Thank you so much for coming today. This is Blooming Worldwide, and that's today's show. See you next time. Yes, please follow us on Facebook at Blooming Worldwide, and follow us also on Twitter at Bloom_SNJ, and on Instagram at Bloom_SNJ. Thank you.
If anybody ever touch a art, let it show. Touch my art and rock with the flow. If anybody ever touch a art, let it show. Love for everyone, me know your brother. Everywhere you go, me want follow. America, Jamaica, all overseas. No love, touch a heart for we. Touch my art and rock with the flow. If anybody ever touch a art, let it show. Touch my art and rock with the flow. Love for everyone, me know your brother.